Hello everybody and welcome back to Estonia. So this is episode number 3 and I do have big plans, and really it's going to come in the form of peat. Peat is the new crop type for this particular map, and I want to be doing it sooner rather than later really. You can see the harvest season is now, August to November, and the biggest issue really is not so much the price of the machinery, because we can rent it. It's the price of the land. It's 153 acres, which means it is £433,000, which actually, for that amount of acreage, that price is still very good. But, we'd probably have to take out a fairly large loan, which I think is worthwhile, because I've been speaking to Andy K, one of my channel members, and he's been telling me that you can make some pretty good money. In fact, I've seen some other comments as well, saying that you can make some pretty good money. So we'd soon repay it. Say £11,000 for 1,000 litres or thereabouts. So anyway, definitely want to be doing that sooner rather than later. But before we do anything else, what we need to do is we need to go and grab a forage wagon, because we need to fill up our pit. Although before we do go and grab one from the store, I'm going to try out our own one. Thing is, our own one is not that big, but I'm just going to see how quickly it really does fill. Because this wasn't premium grass, this was just rough land. So it might be, it's unlikely, but it might be that it takes, I don't know, 3 minutes to fill, which I think I would consider slower, on the slower side. I'm thinking it's going to be more like a minute. So here we go. We're off. How quickly is it going to fill? I'm not timing, I'm just guessing. But that's already 20%. So it's not horrendous, but it's amazing how it adds up. The travelling backwards and forwards from the pit. Luckily, I built the pit. I found a good place to build the pit really close by, so we don't have a great deal of travelling. But if we do get full on the far side of the field, which is looking like it will probably happen, then yeah, again, got to travel all the way back that distance. But yeah, this is not quite as fast as I was expecting it to be. So maybe we should stick at it? Oh, I don't know. I can't decide. Because when you turn around and look at the field, you think, oh wow, that's a lot of ground we've got to cover. And it is. And yes, we are going to be on the furthest away corner when we get full. Okay. So I think then the best plan of action, that's us full, best plan of action is to check out the prices, see how much it would actually be, because it wants to be a significant size increase, not just one which is slightly bigger. That's just a complete waste of time and money. It would be rented. And it also has to be towable by this tractor. It's 7720S. Actually, this tractor is upgradable. This is the smallest in that series in the game. So we could boost the engine horsepower when we've got more money. But this is all for the cows. This is all going to be silage for the cows. I don't really plan on selling it. I think it's not worth selling in FS25. Silage isn't really worth too much. Not like FS15. Wow. I want to revisit FS15 actually, just to see the silage prices. Amazing. Right, okay, so into the store very, very quickly. Let's hope I can find it. There it is, forage wagon. So we own this one here. A capacity of 16,100 litres. And yeah, well, there's actually not that many. There's not that many. But if we went for this one here, which is about 10,000 litres more, again, not significantly more, £3,952. Oh, and yes, we could have additive tanks, so we could boost the amount we get. As for this one, yes, I think that would make more sense. And the fence would be, yeah, it's not much bigger than the previous one. So this one always seems to be the one to go for. With additive tanks. £5,200. Let's go for it. And yeah, silage additive. A little goes a long way with the additive. So yeah, we will be using this because we are actually going to be using this in our own very nice grass field, which is a lot smaller than this enclosure, so we're not going to sell it. When we do have the available funds, we can sell it and upgrade it, but not now. I just want to clear this field as soon as possible to get the clamp done, sheeted over, and so we can start the fermentation process. Okay, let's go and get it. Let's clear this field. All I can say is I am pleased I went for this. Now I know we are padding it out by having the additive, but it would seem silly not to, really. The more we get, the better. The pit is certainly filling up. There's not an awful lot of space. I do need to keep on top of the compacting, otherwise yeah, I'm never going to be able to drive up and over it. So maybe for every load that we drop there, I should drive over it and then come back in the opposite direction just to give it that extra compaction and leveling. But yeah, you can see we've done all this. We're getting there. I think it will all fit, but yeah, it will take a bit of leveling to make sure we can get it all in. In the ideal world, we'd have somebody else or a worker going backwards and forwards over it, but it's just me today on this series. I actually do think this would have been a good multiplayer map with Chainsaw 100, but there'll be plenty of other maps as well that we can do together. Okay, yeah, definitely want to go after this load backwards and forwards before we unload. Obviously I didn't need to do it this time because we've already done it. Whoa, wasn't expecting to get stuck then. Oh, and also spillage. There's going to be a lot of spillage out the front and the back. We'll just sheet it over, and then any spillage can be put back into the pit once we've emptied it again. Come on, come on. That is surprising. I did not think we were going to get stuck there. Come on, go. That's fine, okay. Yep, so let's finish the field, and as I said, we'll go over the pit again when we're fully loaded, turn around, we might go back over it again without unloading, it just depends how bad it is, and eventually we can unload. And there we go, finally the last bit, and doesn't it look better? This field is such a transformation of what it used to be when we started the save game. Now, yes, we do have fences to go back in, because we don't actually need to come back in here with a tractor again, probably ever. I don't think we do need to come back in, because this is an area for the cows, and we'll be feeding them, obviously in their trough, which is not in here. So let's depart, and yes, once we've got the clamp all done, once the pit is sheeted, we can put those fences back in. I was actually looking around to see if there was a gate. There might be a modded gate, but I couldn't find anything in the base game. Because it'd be really good to have a gate, even though we don't really need to go in there again. Alright, okay. So how are we looking? 96% compacted, and just from that field about 220,000 litres plus the overspill. Yeah, we've got quite a bit of spilt chaff, but that doesn't bother me at all. Let's just get that fermenting as soon as possible. I think it went to 100, so run up to it, press R hopefully, and we're done. Yes, we do want to blanket 219,936 litres. Wonderful. So the spillage is here. It's not too bad, actually. Yeah, that really isn't too bad. Maybe just a few thousand litres there. And yeah, anyway, into construction. Does it come into... yeah, decoration. Now, we could go with the same design, which would probably make sense. Otherwise, it's going to look a bit weird. Which one is it? I actually don't know which one it is. Maybe you can't go with the same design because they seem to be... that could be that. That's interesting. It actually did take out... oh, don't tell me you can't put them back in again. I don't think it will affect the cows. I think you can still have the cows. I don't think... hang on, how much did I delete? Yeah, all the way from there. It's restricted. I thought I had place anywhere... enabled, don't I? Why don't I? I'm pretty sure I do. Nah, this is all restricted. I'm sure I have place anywhere. Oh, we should probably remove that double bar mower. Yeah, that would be a good idea. Let me go and get that. But I should be able to put the fence back. If we can't, like I said, I think the cows do still have no problem, so I don't think they actually leave the area. But it would just look a little bit weird. This obviously would not be a problem in the first place if there were gates, but it looks like when you build a dynamic pasture in the game, it doesn't ever give you the option to put a gate in. There's no gates there, which is kind of odd. And yes, we will be keeping this mower because this actually probably will be our main mower in our smaller but yet very productive grass field. Still got 42% silage additive, probably shouldn't have put it all in there, I don't think you can unload it either, which is a bit of a pain. But again, not to worry, doesn't matter. We've done seriously well out of that. Okay, let me go and see if I have activated Place Anywhere. Nope, I did not have it installed. It is the Place Fences Anywhere mod by Luca. So yeah, this allows you to put, obviously, fences anywhere. A great but simple feature. And yeah, I just don't see any kind of gates. They're all fences. So we might as well just go with what we've already got. And... oh look, it did. It closed it off there anyway. So it must have just been this piece that went across here. Where's the last one? There it is. Okay. There we go. Wasn't expecting it to be quite so expensive when I removed that, but oh well. There we go. So it is once again all closed off and ready for cows. I just love this map. I really do love this map. I might have mentioned that a few times, once or twice. Right, okay. So... yeah, let's get that returned. Vehicles, rented vehicles, return. It's been fantastic. We couldn't have done without it. Now, fertilizer. I think we probably do need to fertilize. We've got 2 fields that we own, both of which have been fertilized once, and I'm pretty sure they were both done before they germinated. So they both need to be done. So the best thing for me to do, I reckon, is to get... Well, we do have the... Actually, I was going to say to get a flatbed trailer. We do have the pickup truck, but no, the store doesn't have a forklift, so that is always going to be an issue. No, we'll just use this then. Yep, we'll put the 690T on the Red Rock trailer, and we'll go and grab maybe 2 bags, just so we don't have to keep doing this. 2 bags of fertilizer. Right, so we've got our fertilizer to the field, and it looks like we do have some weeds. Didn't really plan on getting the weeds, so, well, ideally we need that hoe. We can get a weeder. The hoe is brilliant. I don't really want to be spraying herbicide because we can't really afford it. We don't have a sprayer. Although, what's cheaper? The smallest sprayer or the hoe? I actually think the hoe is pretty expensive, actually. It's quite good to see that in the sale too. 33,000. I think what we'll have to do... Well, actually, there's a few things that we can probably sell. I don't think we need the pickup truck. So that's going to be worth a fair amount of money. We could maybe swap that with the feed mixer. I know we don't have the cows yet, but we do need to make sure we can actually make food. Although, we can just give them the raw silage. So that shouldn't be a problem. And yes, I am running this now on the 690 instead of the cabless tractor. Just because we couldn't really get up to speed too well. A bit of a run up would have worked, but this is just straight there. Look, straight to 11, which is our maximum working speed. So yeah. Anyway, I don't want to keep doing time lapses, but that's what we have to do. Well, I could sit here chuntering. Do you want me to sit here chuntering? Maybe I should do. But no, we do need to get a weeder. I think once I turn around, get it back on GPS again, I will quickly jump into the store whilst it's moving, and I'll quickly see how much the cheapest weeder is. Because when the weeds are at this stage, a weeder should be able to rip them out. We shouldn't need to have the hoe or herbicide. My neighbours always seem to get some of this fertilizer. Definitely working, that's good to see. Okay, here we go. We're off. So as fast as possible, no doubt I won't be able to find weeders in that time. That would not surprise me. You can't do it under pressure, can you? I think I've whizzed past it. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's only 6,500, and the hoe is 36. So, yeah, what was the working width? Oh, 6 meters. That's pretty good. What's happening? I seem to be buying it. Oh no, I bought it. Now that was it, what you call impulse buying. It was for the best. It was definitely for the best. But it does need to be done before we move on to October, because otherwise those weeds are definitely going to be too established, which would be no good. But yeah, that's what we'll do. We will fertilise this field, and then we will fertilise the grass field over there, which is not a very big field at all. And then I'll quickly race over to the store, probably with the 7720 because it's the fastest, and we'll go and get the weeder. But I don't think we'll weed with that tractor. Well, we might do. We might weed with that tractor, but might seem a little big. Right, okay, so it's gonna be that we have a slither just because of the size of the field. It's not the perfect size, so, and we can't adjust the width of the spreader, so we're just gonna have to go back down again, only covering a small area. And I think there are a few bits on this headland that need doing too, so I'll just go up here. Definitely looks a bit messy on the map. Doesn't look anywhere near as bad in person. Whoops. That's weird. I've been there. I must have missed it on the first pass. On the first application. But there we go. That should be set up there. Yeah, that's working. That's perfect. Good. Right, so I will see you when we're on the way back with the weeder. It's good to see that we have both fields fully fertilised, which means actually that is us done. We have no other fields that need work, although we can do contracts. So if we get desperate, we could do a contract. Just the right amount. Just leaving the store now, and yes, I know that the tractors are getting dirty, but we don't have a pressure washer, and I just don't know if... I just don't know if now is the right time to spend that sort of money, because they're not cheap. If there was a mod like the hosepipe mod where it's £10, then great, but the pressure washer is several £1,000s. Comment down below. Should we invest in a pressure washer? Maybe there's a cheaper modded one, that'd be good to know. How's that for an interesting pattern? So we don't have to do the entire field. We just need to do most of the field. I am tempted just to keep it on this tractor, it makes sense. Right, let's get these GPS lines on. We don't need to do two headlands, 2 laps I should say. First one is half and half, okay, well not to worry, that's fine. Make sure it's actually getting rid of them, it should be doing. Yep, that's good. Yes, if we had moved on to October, I probably wouldn't have been able to use the weeder, which would have been a bit more costly. I think £6,500 for this brand new seems like a good deal. If only it had been in the sale, although I can't really get too greedy there, can I? But if it had been, it would have probably been about £2,500 or £3,000. That would have been great. But yeah, I do want to get this. We'd have to sell the pickup truck today, and I don't know how much it's actually worth. Since we're trundling along here, it'll be a lizard, won't it? Oh no, sorry, international. Yeah, so it's about 22. If you take it to the store, it might be a bit more. That would be great to swap with a feed mixer, even though we're not actually ready to mix. We don't have the straw yet, and we don't have the hay yet. But as it's in the sale right there, 58% off. Just think how much more we'd have to spend. Well, 58% more. That's how much more we'd have to spend. So, yeah, it would be, I think, a bit silly not to go for it. Well, the tractor doesn't go very fast with this, but we're almost there. And yeah, it's been a bit of a time-lapsey sort of episode, but that means we shouldn't have to do as many in the next episode. I really, really want to start the peat. Money is the problem. I need to refresh my memory as to how much we can, well, I was going to say extend our loan by, but I don't think we have a loan. What's the greatest loan we can have? I'm not too sure. It's probably about 300,000, I would imagine. Which isn't enough, because we need the land and we need to rent the machinery. But yeah, we will consider the options next time, I think. That's looking a lot better though, look at that. Hooray, weed free! No weeds in the grass field. And we do have a silo. Oh, actually I was going to check and see if we start off with anything in the silo. No, we don't. That seemed to be more of a thing in the earlier versions of Farming Simulator, like FS 08, 09. Actually, maybe not 08. No, not 08. No, 09, 11, 13. Those sort of numbers. And finally, I think this is probably the sell point. Never actually sold anything here before. Yeah. 23,373. 34,000. We needed 33. Perfect, although we could upgrade. We'll upgrade in the future when we have more money. Yeah, that's fine. So we have a 35,000 litre capacity mixer. Ready for the future. We're left with 945,000. But I do think this was for the best. I think it would have been just silly to miss out on this, as I said. So there we go. We have the Silo King, upgradable in the future when we have more money. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, see you again very soon. Bye for now.